And now we actually move to introduce our special guest and celebrity Panyera, who also happens to be the very driven and hardworking president of Celebrity Sports Club. Akmang-akma, di ba? So proud to say that she's a leader in her own right because she's also the president of the UP Law Class 1985, the Kilusang Contra COVID, and the UP Concert Chorus Alumni Association. She also teaches law at the New Era University College of Law, a TV host of a public service show, the founder and chairman emeritus of the Association of Congressional Chiefs of Staff, and a writer for the Philippine Star. Friends, let us all welcome Attorney Dot Balasbas Cancayco.
Okay, before I do my introduction, let me first thank the organizers of this Zoom event, with special mention to, of course, Attorney Susan Villanueva, Mina Francisco, Martin Esguerra, Daryl, our hosts, Attorney Janet Regalado, and Attorney Fina Tantuico. And most of all, Dean Den Cordero, who reminded me several times to limit my introduction to 4 minutes. Also, before I start, allow me please to congratulate first our guest of honor for her outstanding performance during her interview by Jessica Soho. Galing. VP Leni, you were hands down the winner, and you made us all immensely proud. Maria Leonor Leni Herona Robredo, an alternative lawyer and public servant, is the 14th Vice President of the Republic of the Philippines. Determined to bring the office of the Vice President closer to the people, VP Leni led its transformation into an advocacy-heavy organization, inspired by her years of experience as a lawyer for the poor and the marginalized. The OVP's flagship anti-poverty program, Angat Buhay, started by addressing the needs in 6 advocacy areas: food security and nutrition, women empowerment, education, healthcare, rural development, and housing, and has since grown to disaster response and empowerment of key sectors. As the country grapples with the coronavirus pandemic, VP Leni has led the OVP in its comprehensive COVID-19 response operations, which supports frontliners and communities through various interventions, from PPE supplies, free shuttle services, relief aid, livelihood opportunities, and testing and teleconsultation services, among others. Believing in the power of collaboration and the faith in the people, VP Leni vows to keep working to help her fellow Filipinos, especially those in the fringes of society. And because I have very little time left, let me make a quick enumeration of some interesting things about VP Leni that I want to share with you. 1, VP Leni was quiet and disciplined even as a child. Hindi po siya spoiled. Her mom, who was an English professor, would bring her to her classes, and she would quietly sit at the back of the room and just copy what's written on the blackboard. 2, VP Leni has been an avid reader since she was young. She obsessed over the Nancy Drew series, like a lot of us, and had a collection of children's books. As she grew older, VP Leni's love affair with books continued, and she now has an extensive collection of books at home. She especially enjoys reading biographies and novels. 3, in high school, this is very interesting. She was described as charming, reserved, and demure, but she was also known as the crush ng bayan. 4, VP Leni could have followed the footsteps of her father, Judge Antonio Herona Sr., who was an RTC judge in their home city of Naga. Before her husband's passing, she had been shortlisted to become presiding judge in any of the 3 regional trial courts in the Bicol region. 5, VP Leni maintains a simple lifestyle, and we all love her for that. This simple lifestyle has been a few times captured on photos and have gone viral on social media. Nakita niyo po siya na sumasakay ng bus, nakita niyo po siya na nakamaong at saka nakachinelas. And there was this photo at the back door entrance to the plenary hall of the Batasang Pambansa during the President Noynoy Aquino's third SONA in July 2015. Alam ko po ito because I used to work in Congress. She was trying to avoid the red carpet at the main entrance. Her family stays in a condo in Quezon City and stays in an apartment when in Naga. She is that simple. No big house, no mansion in an exclusive subdivision. 6, when the family goes on trips, VP Leni plans the itineraries. She does the research on hotels, cheap airfares, what to do and see, and how to get from one place to another. 7, VP Leni is very organized. On her computer hard drive are multiple lists pertaining to her household. What's in the pantry? What's in the bodega? What books and magazines are in her collection? Catalog photographs. Everything in the household is also labeled. The food closet, the medicine cabinet, school and office supplies, etc. 9, she is a super mom to Aika, Trisha, and Jillian, and a devoted mother. When they were growing up, she made color-coded outlines for their lessons. She checked all their notebooks every day to make sure they did their schoolwork correctly. She also required her children to be good at least in one musical instrument and in one sport. Aika plays the piano, swims, and plays table tennis. Trisha, a medical doctor, plays the piano and violin and swims too. Jillian plays the guitar, is a champion swimmer, and plays table tennis. I'm so interested in this because I'm here in celebrity sports. All the while, when Jessie was mayor, she was the personal driver and watchdog of her kids. By the way, VP Leni also took piano lessons, I think, for 10 years. But her daughters play better than she does. You all know about VP Leni's life, but I do hope that these little tidbits about her private life has helped you to get to know her better. Please welcome our guest of honor, the candidate that inspires us, the candidate that gives us hope, the candidate that we trust, VP Leni Robredo.
Hi everyone. Happy Sunday. Good morning everyone. Grabe kumare, grabing research 'yon I don't know how many hours you have poured into that, pero those are tidbits that not a lot of people know. Pero totoo po yun lahat. Sometimes binubuko ako ng mga anak ko. Pero before the conversation starts, let me just take this opportunity to thank every one of you. Alam ko yung sabi ni Attorney Susan that you have been organizing already since August. Actually those were the months that I was not decided yet on filing my candidacy. In fact, no mga August, September, I was neck deep into my work of trying to unite all the other presidential contenders not allied with the administration. Maraming kumukontra sa akin, maraming nagsasabi na ako na lang yung kumandidato, but at that time I was bent on exerting all effort. I was bent on exerting all effort to make sure sana that we will just have one common candidate, because I already knew at that time na very formidable yung Marcos and Duterte combined. So you all know that I have been unsuccessful. I have been unsuccessful in uniting the candidates. Kung na-unite ko sana sila, yung decision point ko na lang is whether or not I will run for a local post, particularly as governor of Camarines Sur. In fact, I was doing preliminary work already in preparation for that. I felt then that mas bagay ako sa lokal kasi gusto ko talaga nung nasa baba. And I felt na having a common candidate will be our best chance on putting an end to the kind of politics and the kind of governance we have been going through for so long. Pero the talks didn't do well, not just because the candidates, the contenders were unwilling to join forces, but as the talks were progressing, it became more apparent to me na iba yung mga pinaglalaban. Iba na yung pinaglalaban, especially as far as politics and governance is concerned. So to cut the long story short, yung decision point ko, I announced October 7, that was a Thursday. I only finally decided on the Monday before that. So it was a roller coaster of events in the days leading to the announcement. Pero I think I've said this so many times already that when I decided to run, I was prepared for a long and lonely fight. To be very honest with you, the 5.5 years has made a part of me jaded already. Nakikita ko yung lahat ng mga nangyayari na I felt was not who we are as Filipinos. And yet you see the numbers in the surveys, and yung sa akin, nade-deflate ako in the sense na I felt na you were veering away from who the Filipino is. So iniisip ko noon, wala na tong pag-asa at kakandidato na lang ako to provide for an alternative. In fact, when I talked to Senator Kiko to ask him to be my running mate, I already told him. Sabi ko, Senator Kiko, I'm asking you to be my running mate, but I won't keep your hopes high. Maging handa tayo na magiging sobrang lungkot yung laban na to, pero this is a fight that we need to do. Maswerte naman ako na si Senator Kiko, we were both on the same page and was also willing to take the sacrifice. But I would like to thank all of you. Nakikita ko yung ginagawa nyo. I know that you have been involving yourselves in too many initiatives to help in the campaign. Alam ko na meron kayong mga forums, mga seminars that you have been organizing. Ang iba sa inyo nagpapalugaw, merong mga Leni kits and printed materials na pinapagawa at pinapamigay nyo. Some of the lawyers for Leni chapters have been doing legal aid missions. So maraming salamat. I was in a Zoom meeting before this one, and I will be in another after this one. Just talking to the volunteers keeps us inspired. Nararamdaman yung energy to yung willingness that despite the difficulties of the campaign, despite the resources and the political might of the other camp, handang-handa tayong lumaban. Pero ako, I was looking at everyone when we were starting. I am so humbled. I am so humbled to be in the midst of so many accomplished lawyers. Tingin ko kailangan ko ikwento. I hope you don't mind that this will be a very candid conversation about myself. Kasi baka kasi yung nababasa nyo yung mga good parts lang, yung mga good parts. And tingin ko responsibility ko na ikwento sa inyo kasi you will be the one defending me. You will be the one helping me. Dapat alam nyo my journey as a lawyer. Maraming parts dito alam na ng public pero siguro yung iba hindi masyadong alam. So ikukwento ko sa inyo. After I graduated from the UP School of Economics, I was really set to go straight to law school. Pero 1986 ako nag-graduate. 1986 ako nag-graduate and the years leading to 1986, yung mga kasama ko dito from UP alam naman na those were tumultuous years after Ninoy Aquino was assassinated. And I was very apolitical before. But after the assassination, I became very active in campus activities leading to EDSA. So nung nangyari yung EDSA, I was graduating and when the new administration was already in place, I felt that I had to be part of the change that was happening. Ano lang, napakaliit ko naman na spec sa buong scheme of things. But that was when I asked permission from my dad to work for government first. And the compromise with my dad was really to work for government for 1 year and go to law school already. Pero nung nag-work kasi ako, I worked for hindi. Siguro ano to, a destiny ito. Kasi I worked for a government office called Bicol River Basin Development Program. Para siyang NEDA, pero for the Bicol region. Pero it was under the office of the Vice President. Parang little did I know that I will be joining the office in the future. Pero that was where I met my husband. My husband was the program director of the office. So I was an economic researcher when I joined. Nung umalis ako, I was an economist. Pero it was a whirlwind romance. Nakwento ko na din to several times. A year after meeting my husband, we got married already. So, nakwento ko na din yung pamamanhika ng asawa ko na when my husband was asking for my hand in marriage, my dad told him, hindi pa pwedeng mag-asawa yung anak ko kasi mag-aabogado pa yan. And it was a promise that my husband gave my dad that even if we're married already, he'd make sure that I will still become a lawyer. So, after we were engaged and before we were wed, in-enroll na ako ng asawa ko sa law school. And the only law school at that time, Inaga, was University of Nueva Cáceres. So that was where he enrolled me. And a few months after that, he ran for mayor of Naga. So he ran for mayor of Naga and won. That was January of 1988. Nung una, okay pa. Kasi kami palang dalawa, wala pang anak. Pero after I gave birth to our eldest, that was when it became very difficult for me to continue law school. Kasi I was working full time. After I got engaged to my husband, I resigned from work kasi parang unethical, 'di ba? To continue working there with the boss as my fiancé. So wala namang masyadong opportunities in Naga at that time for someone who graduated economics.
Malaking mistake
So yung nangyari, ang opportunity lang talaga dito magturo. So I joined a local university. I joined the faculty of a local university. I was an economics professor. And full-time ako. So I was teaching from 8 to 5 sa college department, economics. Tapos after 5, I was doing evening class sa law school, 5:30 to 8:30. But when we had ICA already, umuwi ako 9 o'clock na ng gabi. Hindi ko na naaalagaan yung anak ko. I wanted to quit several times already, pero my husband wouldn't hear of it. Sabi niya, may papatayin ako ng tatay mo pag hindi ka naging abogado. So it was really my husband who pushed me to become a lawyer. Pero I took up law for so long. Kasi when things became difficult, nagbabawas ng load. If it is election year, magkukwit ako ng 1 semester to help my husband out. Pero natapos din. And then I did not take the bar at once. Nag-take ako a year after. Pero when I took the bar a year after, meron kaming mistaken belief ng asawa ko na kung magre-review ako sa Manila, mas makakapag-focus ako. Dalawa na yung anak ko. Pero nung pumunta ako sa Manila, that was the huge mistake. Kasi when I went to Manila, uwi ako ng uwi. Hindi ako nakaka-focus sa review kasi namimiss ko yung mga anak ko. And talagang very, very unprepared, very focused, na talagang hoping for a miracle na lang. After the third Sunday, after nung commercial law, nagka-dengue yung anak ko. And na ospital. So Monday after the third Sunday, umuwi ako sa Naga. I stayed here until Thursday. Bumalik ako Friday sa Manila. Tapos nung Sunday after that, pag-remedial law. And pinakamahirap pa naman sa akin yung remedial law, which was also very ironic. Kasi my dad was a civil and criminal procedure professor sa university. And siya pa yung remedial law reviewer. Nung nag-take ako, talagang alam kong babagsak ako. Alam niyo kung ilan nakuha ko sa remedial law? 57. Muntik pa ako ma-DQ. So hindi ako nakapasa the first time I took it. Syempre traumatized ako. I didn't want to take the bar anymore. I took it 3 years after I took the first one. So nag-bar ulit ako in 96. Nag-bar ako in 1996, pero yung second bar ko, ang pinag-aralan kong Persons and Family Relations, book 1 pa ng Civil Code. Nung second bar ko, Family Code na. Tapos yung Civil Procedure ay amended na. Yung NIRC, yung taxation ay amended na. So talagang ginapang ko. But I knew better. I knew better the next time I took it. Hindi na ako pumunta ng Manila for the review. Dito ako sa Naga, dito ako nag-review. I was with my children, 2 yung anak ko. And pumunta lang ako sa Manila for the pre-week. Naalala ko yung pre-week pa namin noon kasi provincial school kami. Yung pre-week namin noon sa UE, tapos yung naka-dorm kami doon sa likod ng UE, at sa may tapat siya ng PRC, na pag umuulan na malakas, bumabaha, pumupunta kami sa review class na galing kami sa baha. Tapos I was in a room with 15 other people, mga ano ka naman, mga batchmates ko lahat. Tapos yung dormitory namin, hindi ko yun makalimutan kasi ano siya, co-ed. Yung room namin lahat kami babae. Pero 16 kami sa loob na 8 na ano yun, double deckers. Yung katabi namin na room, 16 din sila, nagre-review sila for criminology. Yung mga katabi namin, lahat lalaki. Tapos lahat sila nakatambay sa corridor na walang shirt. Yung parang 'di ba, sanay yung mga lalaki dito sa atin na mainit. Walang shirt sila nasa corridor. Tapos yung banyo, dadaan ka sa kanila para ka maligo. So ano talaga 'yon? Parang very memorable yung pag-review ko sa bar the second time. But because I was able to focus already, I was able to review well. So I passed the bar the second time I took it. Marami ditong fake news na ang daming beses ko nag-take ng bar. Pero actually, I passed the bar the second time I took it. So I took it in 96. Nakapasa ako 97. Very memorable din yung araw ng pagpasa ko. Kasi lumabas yung bar results birthday ko. And birthday ko lumabas, ano yun, April 23 and midnight. Midnight siya ng April 23, yung pa-birthday ko pa lang. And our law dean called up the house. It was my husband who took the call. Gising pa kami lahat kasi ano yata yon, ito sa Sunday. Ay hindi. Basta gising pa kami lahat and my husband was in another room. Kami ng mga bata nasa other room. Narinig ko na lang sumisigaw yung asawa ko. Sabi ko, ano kayo nangyari? So nagtakbuhan kami ng mga bata, yung pala nakapasa ako sa bar. So very, very memorable. Pero alam nyo, nung nakuha ko yung bar results, ang baba ko pa din sa remedial law. As in, mababa pa din ako, parang 60 plus. Abuti na lang mataas-taas yung results ko sa ibang subjects. Pero hindi nakakahiya sa tatay ko. Kasi sabi ko, masisira ko yung reputation ng tatay ko na remedial law professor siya. Pero when I passed the bar, parang I knew in my heart that I really wanted to take public service, the track of public service lawyering. And the only track that I knew then was PAW. So yung pinakauna kong trabaho talaga PAW. So naging PAW lawyer ako. Pero my husband was mayor at that time. Sobrang happy ako sa PAW. Every Saturday nasa jail ako, nasa BJMP ako every Saturday kasi piniprepare ko yung mga ipipresent kong mga kliyente for the week. Pero dahil yung my husband was mayor at that time, ang dami niyang pinapahuli na ako yung abogado. Pinapahuli niya sa drugs, pinapahuli niya sa wetting, pinapahuli niya sa violation of city ordinances, na-assign sa akin. So I knew that mahirap i-pursue yung trabahong yon. That was when I transferred to Saligan. I learned of Saligan just in time. When I learned about Saligan, I felt it was perfect for me. Tingin ko perfect siya for me because it was still public service lawyering pero it was not a government office anymore. Hindi ko alam kung sino dito yung familiar sa Saligan, pero yung Saligan, ano siya, legal resource NGO. Lahat kami abogado. But what we were doing is really empowering empowering the margins through legal education with the belief that if people know of their rights under the law, they will be in a better position to fight for their rights. So yung buong, I was with Saligan for 10 years, yung buong buhay ko sa Saligan, I was doing litigation, but mostly we were immersing ourselves in the communities all over Bicol region. Sinasalin namin yung mga batas into the dialect para mas maiintindihan. We were training community leaders to be paralegals para kahit walang abogadong available, pwede pa din nilang ma-defend yung sarili nila. So I felt then that it was the best work for me. Pero in 2010, my husband was appointed to be part of, as the ILG secretary. So he became part of Pinoy's cabinet. Nahirapan na ako to continue my work with Saligan because my work requires me to be in so many places for long periods of time. Walang maiiwan sa bunso namin. That was when I decided to apply for the judiciary. So nag-apply ako sa judiciary. So I went through all the process. I think I applied in 2011. I went through all the process. By 2012, nakalabas na ako, na-nominate na ako ng GBC. Tinatanong na ako, I was nominated in 3 salas. Pinapapili na ako kung alin yung preferred ko and pumili na ako. And then after that, before my appointment papers were signed, namatay yung asawa ko. So nung namatay yung asawa ko because of the plane crash, my 2 daughters were in Manila because one was working already, the other was in college. Ako sa yung bunso nasa Naga. We wanted to join the two already in Manila. Nag-request ako if my application can be transferred to Quezon City where we live. So yun yung I was in the process of doing that. Tapos biglang filing na for the congressional elections. Nakwento ko na to sa marami sa inyo, nagka-problema dito sa amin, that I had to be a candidate. So parating maraming turns yung buhay ko na when I was a candidate, I was running against a very well-entrenched political dynasty here, mahirap. Nung nasa Congress ako, eto Maren Dot, hindi ko pa to sa'yo nakakwento. Nasa Congress ako, I felt so lost. Kasi sanay ako ng working directly in the communities. So while I was enjoying legislative work, parang nahihirapan ako dun sa pakikipag-usap para maipasa mo yung mga inihahain mong batas. Hindi ako dun marunong eh. I wasn't trained to do that. Mahina talaga ako nun. So I was in Congress Monday to Wednesday or sometimes Monday to Thursday. Pero what I looked forward to was really going home. I would go home from Thursday until Sunday. Nag-attempt din ako mag-Master of Laws in San Beda. Ito lagi itong na-fake news kasi ang sinasabi nila nag-MBA ako sa San Beda. It was not MBA. Master of Laws yon for 1 semester. Pero Saturdays kasi yung class. Saturdays yung class, so naka 1 semester lang ako kasi I felt na I was shortchanging my constituents. Kasi Saturday I had to go back for my classes when it should have been time for constituency work. So the constituency work part was the best part of my congressional years. And then when 2016 was around the corner already, the decision point was would I still run for a re-election or babalikan ko na yung application ko sa judiciary. And then, ewan ko ba kung ano nangyari, naging VP candidate ako. Nawala ng kandidato yung partido, biglang ako yung kandidato. Wala naman akong imagination na mag-occupy ako ng a national post as high as the VP. Pero nung nangyari yun, siguro yung advantage ko, masipag talaga ako. Masipag talaga ako and in everything I do, kahit sa bahay, ayun sinabi ni Maren Dot na lahat nakakatalog, I'm very organized. Ganun talaga ako, sobrang sobrang OC about so many things. So when I became Vice President, kahit ang feeling ko fish out of the pond ako, I really swore to do the best that I could in the 6 years that was given to me. So inasikaso naman namin, I think most of you are familiar with the work that we do at the Office of the Vice President, that we did not allow our limited mandate and resources to get in the way of what we wanted to do. We were very successful in collaborating with private organizations, and that is the reason why marami kami nagagawa despite the limitations. So eto na ako ngayon, a candidate already again. Who would ever thought that I would be VP and would be running for president? Pero gaya ng dati, just give it my best shot. Ano naman ako, pwede ako mabuhay sa kahit ano. Ang makocommit ko lang na kahit anong ibigay sa akin, there is no small task. Sa akin, whatever is given to me, I give it my all. And I am just so privileged that after I announced my intent to run, yung so many people from many different affiliations and many different groups all decided to come together. And I think the commitment, the passion, the energy is coming not from just because you wanted to support my candidacy, pero yung wellspring talaga is love for country. I have seen this in how people are so invested. I don't think na tulong lang I don't think yung pinanggagalingan nun gusto lang akong tulungan, pero I think yung pinanggagalingan doon is really the recognition that the elections would be life-changing for all of us. This would set the direction that our country would take in the next 6 years. Parang nga sa akin, parang the battle lines are very clear. The kind of governance, the kind of politics that I am offering or that I am representing or that I believe in is so different from the kind of governance, the kind of politics na yung Marcos is offering. So para sa akin, hindi siya Marcos versus Robredo, pero para sa akin, ano talaga to? Anong gusto nating mangyari? Anong gusto nating mangyari sa bansa natin? Maraming, I was just telling the Zoom meeting earlier, paminsan pag pinapakilala ako sa politician, nahihiya ako. Na because of, di ba pag sinabing politiko, parang corrupt, madaya, sinungaling. Sa akin, ano talaga kailangan nating palitan na yan. Kailangan palitan na natin yung konsepto na pagpolitiko ganito. Politics is not at all bad. Politics can be a vehicle for transformation and for change. The kind of government, the kind of governance we are pushing is one that puts the country above all self-interests. Yung regaining our reputation as a people and as a country is foremost. Tingin ko we can only talk about alleviating poverty and all the many things that are hindering our growth pag nalinis natin yung pamamahala. Hindi tayo makaka-promise ng mga programang malalaki kung hindi natin maaayos yung governance. I think that is first and foremost. Siguro blessing na din siguro na I'm running as independent. Blessing na din siguro na kung meron mang tumutulong na konti na mga public officials, they are coming from many different alliances para walang baggage sa simula. Again, I know this will be a very difficult fight. Alam natin bumabangga tayo sa pader, pero with everyone working and so invested in really fighting this out, I'm very hopeful. So talagang thank you to everyone. Sunday pa naman ngayon. Alam natin na ang Sunday, yun yung rest day ng lahat, pero you are here. You are here joining us and fighting for what is best for our country. So I am so looking forward. I'm so looking forward to fighting this fight with all of you. There is 4 months or barely 4 months before the elections. Marami tayong ihahabol pero kayang-kaya natin yan. Basta focus lang tayo, strategic. We listen to as many comments as possible. We are very open to that. So maraming salamat for being with us. Mabuhay kayong lahat.